Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Stubborn in Hope podcast. I'm your host, Tumilara, and I'm so glad you're here. At some point in your life, I imagine you will have heard the phrase, give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. Now that's a phrase that really speaks to how empowering and equipping someone can transform their lives, but also the lives of the community around them. But what we maybe gloss over is that in order to teach a man to fish, you either need to own or have access to a fishing rod. You need access to an appropriate body of water, like a river or whatever. And the man needs to believe that you're someone who can teach him to fish. You need his trust. Now, all that to say, it can be very difficult to equip and empower and encourage people for those reasons, because the heart is not enough. Sometimes you also need the resources. Now, this is something that my guest today knows a lot about, having dedicated so much of her life to creating spaces and programs and opportunities to equip and empower and encourage those around her. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Adegail.
Hi guys.
It's so nice to have you here. It's very overdue. It was very overdue. We had this in the calendar, and then of course I did get locked out of my flat, which anyways, moving on, please tell the people about yourself just really quickly, for those who don't know you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm Adegail, as you said. I am a worship leader. I am the founder of No More S.L.A.C and iRadiate, which you'll learn a lot more about soon. I'm a child of God.
Yeah, she's child of God. Hallelujah.
Amen. And yeah, I do quite a lot, to be fair. I'm just very creative and love empowering people, and
I've specifically gone for iRadiate. You had 4 keywords, and every single time I would forget one. So for context, guys, I met Adegail online. She's my in-person Instagram friend.
Yes.
During the pandemic, and it was I went to some iRadiate thing or something. And then I ended up being part of the iRadiate team for a while, which was good fun.
That's good.
And the slogan is, hopefully I can actually get it right this time. So every single time I would forget one.
Yeah.
But was to empower, educate, equip, and encourage. Come on, somebody clap for me.
Well done.
But Christian creators specifically, and actually both of the things that you do, specifically looking at those within the Christian community, which we'll delve into. Those are the reasons for those words today. But before we, really talk about the ins and outs of this vision and dream, and to empower people and to encourage and equip them, let's get to know you, girl. Let's get to
dive in, girl. I'm joking.
So let's do some really light touch questions.
Yeah.
Where are you based?
So I'm based in London.
Lovely.
UK.
Love that. Personally, I'm a big supporter of the southeast of London. So big up South London. Fight yourselves in the comments.
Okay.
Your age range, if you don't want to tell us exactly how old you are.
I'm in my late 20s.
Lovely. My question of the day for you is, if this season of your life were a song, what song would it be and why?
So right now it's a very interesting season. I'll just use the word interesting. So the song is Refiner by Mavericks City. There's a few lines in there that I wouldn't repeat because I'm burning enough, Jesus. But yeah, so it's
for context, that's the one that's like, I wanna be tried by fire. First of all, thumbs down. purified. That's okay. We can deal with that. You take whatever you decide.
Lord, here's my life. And it's funny because like I'm always like, yeah, God, use me, mold me, and then when it comes, fire in the mountains. So yeah, that's the song for the season. I appreciate everything that's happening. Doesn't feel good, but I know it's good. So
yeah, one of those
seasons. Yeah,
fun times. We love to see it. Like just like quaking, holding on by a thread, but hoping that it will all be for a purpose and a plan and work out.
Sure.
Basically. Sure. Yeah. And one final get to know you question that I never really understood the purpose of, but if you were an animal, what animal would you be?
Ma'am. I don't know why the first animal that came to mind is a giraffe. I'm a tall babe, and I don't want that to be the comparison. But what
was the other reason?
I just saw the long neck. I'm like, you know what? I'm tall. I'm elegant. Okay.
Okay.
And giraffes can be seen, and they are. I'm just trying to sell it. I don't know, but that's the first thing that came to mind.
Valid. I actually really like giraffes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
they're not bad.
I think
animals.
They're cool.
They're
just they're just doing their thing.
They are. They mind their own business.
Yeah.
And they
I like a giraffe.
Yeah.
Okay, valid.
Thanks.
So, iRadiate was well. I'm saying was because at the minute you're focused more on No More S.L.A.C, which is your new. So iRadiate was very much focused on Christian creators. I would say, correct me if you disagree though, specifically musicians and producers and that kind of thing, because there was you had a lot of masterclasses, for example, on the business side of music. So it was just helping people to be excellent across the board. So not just in the recording and production, but also dealing with contracts and royalties and stuff like that. No More S.L.A.C is more relational. So S.L.A.C spelled S.L.A.C as an acronym for single ladies at church. So No More Single Ladies at Church, and we'll talk about the name in due course, which is more like focused on Christian singles and like you run different events, empowering people to just feel comfortable and not be cringe, basically. Please. Not be cringe.
Not be cringe singles, like not be cringe.
And just, but then also like doing the internal work, to just be able to I don't know if the word is. It is enjoy singleness, but I think your focus is even more so like just thrive as a person, just period. Overall, just regardless of relationship status.
That's good.
So the question is, why? Because you've gone iRadiate to No More S.L.A.C. Why do you feel called to create communities that equip and empower those around you? Because it's a pattern in your life.
It is a pattern. Why? I think even when I was in like secondary school, if you're going to go all the way back, I've always been someone that people that kind of gathered around. I don't know why, because especially back then I was like quite shy. But yeah, so I've just known that my gifts and talents are not just for me. They will never just be for me. It's like to help other people. And so iRadiate was like out of the burden of like, okay, I know there's other people like me who are musicians who don't necessarily have the opportunities that they deserve. So how can I create a space, not just for me, but for other people to help them shine? And I guess that's also been brought into No More S.L.A.C in a way of like, okay, I know there's other single people who they want to learn to thrive in their singleness. They want to even learn how to, date and stuff like that, put themselves out there. I know I could do this just for myself, but why not bring other people in? And I think that's been my mindset of like, I want to not just do things for me. Like I'm blessed to be a blessing. That's something that I live by like wholeheartedly. And so I think that's why I'm doing these things, to like create these spaces, not just for people even like me, but just for people who have the same sort of burdens as me, who need these opportunities and who need the help, in the hopes that if one person wins, we all kind of bring it in and we're all winning together. So yeah,
that's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. like how did you get started with? You can talk about both or one, whichever you prefer. Because kind of what I was saying in the beginning about needing the resources and like it's a whole operation.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah. How did you get started, and what's been keeping you going?
Yeah. I think it's been slightly different for No More S.L.A.C and with iRadiate. With iRadiate, I think it helped that I started it around lockdown. So I was going from like being this musician that people know me as, like an artist, to okay, well, I'm in this space anyway, and I see there's a bunch of other artists around me. Let me just like start organizing events. And I think I informally in my old church, I had been organizing events and stuff and been with the youth, and so I've had those opportunities to grow those skills, and I've been volunteering with a Step Forward too, which has helped a lot.
Shout out Step Forward.
Yeah, they're great. And so yeah, I just kind of took the skills I had, and I was like, okay, let me just start organizing events as best as I could, and grab people who somewhat know what they're doing, and we're just gonna make it work.
Yeah.
I think with No More S.L.A.C it's been a lot easier because I've had that experience from before, and I was just able to like pin it to okay, I've organized events before, I've helped people before, even though this is a very different capacity. I kind of somewhat know what I'm doing, but I'm still going to have people around me who can like bring their own skill set and help me. So it's just been a bit of like failing forward and also learning as we go, and just trusting that God, if you call me to this, you gonna help me. Yeah. Jesus, you gonna help me. Yeah. So, and I've seen that, so it's great.
Yeah. Just a really quick segue because it's in my head now. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna touch on that. Because when I first figured out what No More S.L.A.C meant, I was like, girl. First of all, where did that come from? And then also, a controversial question.
Hey, we love it.
So No More S.L.A.C, no more single ladies at church. Do you think there's a risk of us like idolizing marriage and being like, oh my gosh, we need everyone to be paired up and or actually, whereas I mean, it's not for everyone to get married or settle down, blah blah. Let us know your thoughts.
Well, so I guess your first question of like where did No More S.L.A.C the name come from? It started when I informally started No More S.L.A.C. It was like me and a group of friends from my church, and my church is called Kings, so it was actually spelled S.L.A.K. No More Single Ladies at Kings, which I think no one knows that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And then when I made it more mainstream, obviously not everyone goes to Kings, so I can't keep that name. So I was like, No More Ladies at Church, and so that's where it came because Kings is a church. And I was like, okay, how do I make this? It's obviously aimed at Christians predominantly. So that's where that came from. In terms of your second question of do we idolize marriage? Yes, the church does idolize marriage in many ways, but I think No More S.L.A.C is different in the sense that it's not to force anyone to be in a relationship. We focus heavily on how can you thrive as a single person, because I think one deep held belief I have is like the if you're happy as a single person, I think it does translate into your relational life, whether it's friendships, whether it's whatever. And so I try to cultivate that with the women that I work with of like, can you be happy single? And that will then translate into, okay, you're now dating people. And happy obviously is a very transient thing, like, but it's more so if you're pausing your life as a single person, I just don't think that's necessarily the greatest thing to do. Like, God hasn't made us halves, right? We're not halves waiting to be whole with a man. You're whole by yourself as a woman. And that's something I've lived it out, I'm living it out, and it's been beautiful to see other women live it out of like finding that wholeness, finding that, living out your gifts and talents, being in community and finding that, you can be happy, you can have joy, you can have some sort of purpose in your singleness. You don't have to wait for a man. So that's kind of my stance of that. Yes, it's idolized, but we're not trying to do that here. It's very wholesome, holistic.
Holistic. Nice, very nice. I agree. Basically, I have nothing to add. But no, it is. I think it is really important to see the whole person and help them along that journey. That's really cool though, that it was No More. It was Kings, and then it's really helpful that C's and K's sound the same.
Mate, I was like, no more slap, no more slap. Yeah, it really works. Yeah, and actually shout out to my brother because he actually helped me kind of think of that link. So.
Yeah, cool. So that was just me, poking the bear.
Yeah, keep poking.
But it does make me think, like, what like, have you faced any of those kind of challenges, or what more generally, what would you say is the greatest challenge or the lowest moment that you've had, whether it's with No More S.L.A.C, with iRadiate, just when you're trying to create these resources for people, or put on events, or just trying to make something for the community to progress or feel better, or whatever it is, what has been that low moment or that great challenge?
Yes, I think as you were talking, the thing that came to mind first was when you're like a founder or something, and you have a heart to impact a certain type of person. And I think something I've learned the painful way is that often that particular person doesn't necessarily want the help, or they don't know they want the help. So to be more specific, so I've seen this both with iRadiate and with No More S.L.A.C, where I would create events, maybe a masterclass that I'm like, you know what, this is for small upcoming artists to better their understanding. But the people actually buying the tickets would be people who are a bit more like savvy in that area anyway. And the people that really need it aren't the ones that take it up. And I just, from like study and stuff, I think you just learn that, one, you can't force a mindset, and two, like, it is what it is. Like, you have to make peace with the people that will, when you build it, the right people will come. And that may not be the people that even need it the most, but it is what it is. You can't force that. And I've seen that with No More S.L.A.C too, like the people who maybe, it won't be so specific. Let me keep this. Oh, okay, the people who I thought would take it up the most don't necessarily do that, and the people that came for the help, or people that even I'm currently coaching, are like maybe completely random people who I never thought would even, right? But they've seen the value in it. And I think I was about to quote something in the Bible, but
why not? Go for it.
I don't know if it necessarily directly applies, but just the thing of like, sometimes when Jesus was in his hometown, people rejected him, and like, because they saw him as like, oh, how can the carpenter's son be doing this? And it's like, sometimes people who may be closest to you may not.
No, I hear it.
Yeah.
I hear it, because like, do you know the amount of times I've heard people talking about like their friends who've now become like influencers or something, and they're just like, ew, what are they doing?
They're like, you.
Whereas the people who have no idea who these people are loving it, and they're like
so
all over the content. So yeah, I think it's definitely, because as well, No More S.L.A.C has like a coaching element. And there's a lot of people popping up like being coaches and stuff like that. So then it's probably the same thing as influencers. So people know you're like, oh, now she's jumping on the coaching.
And to preface it, like, to be fair, my closest friends have been like super supportive. I think it's just interesting of that. What am I trying to say without saying it? Yeah, I think it's just the thing of like, like you say, sometimes when there's over familiarity, sometimes that can, I wouldn't say breed contempt, because it's not contempt, but like, but you know what? God is moving the right people into the right spaces, and I'm grateful for that. So
so you're basically, it's kind of just like a you can plan as much as you want, and you can try, and you can't force horse to drink, first of all. And also, it's just kind of like trusting that what you've put in and what you've built will benefit someone.
Absolutely.
Even if it's not
who you intend.
Intentionally.
For sure.
You're a corporate babe. And I just need to understand how, because I just need to make it clear to our listeners that this is not Adegail's day job. Neither of these things have been her day job.
No.
So how are you balancing all of these community projects with life?
That's the question. Yeah, I guess a lot. Some people actually do feel like I'm a full-time creative, and I'm not. How do I balance it? I think it's been. So you know that I said about failing forward. Yeah, this is one of those things of like, I think because I'm so passionate about this, I'm so passionate about helping people. That fuels the motivation to make time. And it's not, obviously it doesn't look the same in every season. Sometimes I do have to like focus more on my corporate and, you know, they're paying me. I got to do the work. But I don't know, when you have a love for something, honestly, it does help you. Obviously a discipline is needed, but it's good that I've had teams to support me. Like obviously you're one of my ex-team mates. So like having people to help has really helped me to have the capacity to not, I don't have to do everything. But yeah, I think at this point I see my corporate job is just an aspect of my life, and I've tried to compartmentalize enough to be able to do my passions as well as do my job, which I actually enjoy my job too, which helps. And my job also helps to fund these creative passions. So yeah, I'm getting better, but yeah, I think having a work-life balance with the corporate side has helped me to make time, like the weekends and my evenings, to do some of these creative things too. So it's not easy, but I think I love it too much to not have it in my life.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I'm trying to be like you. I'm trying to be like you, girl. That's all I can say. It's just a constant.
It's a process.
Yeah.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
But you're doing it. You're killing it. I would like to know what, like, you can share one story, you can share two stories, up to you. But just something, a time, like if it was from a specific event, if it was a specific person, just a story of when you were like, wow, I'm actually making an impact. And it just kept giving you hope and fueling you to continue going forwards, even in the midst of juggling everything and people not coming that you thought might have come, and all of the different things.
I think during lockdown, when I was I think I was just on one, honestly. I was just like, you know what, I'm in my house, the world is my oyster. So when I started doing back-to-back masterclasses, it was kind of out of my league for sure, because I'm now contacting like these big professionals who have not who am I, but at that point I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try and do this thing. And so when I was starting to reach out to these like professionals, and I was, so the structure was kind of, we had like panel sessions where we would empower the attendees. I think there was a few times after, like I would ask people to give a rating of 1 to 10 at the start of the session and at the end of it. And then pretty much all the time, the rating was way higher at the end, of like their knowledge growing and stuff. And I just remember that being like so rewarding to me at the times. And like, wow, like even though I'm not the one giving the content per se, it's like creating this space where people are able to grow online at a time that was like, lockdown was crazy. It was a crazy time. And so I think just seeing that growth was beautiful. And then I think I would hand out feedback forms and to see it too, like to see the positivity. I was like, oh my gosh. And the same thing happened with my events. I think there was a particular event we had last October where I think we were moving from kind of local spaces to a more commercial space with our balance ratio events. And
for No More S.L.A.C.
Sorry, for No More S.L.A.C, yeah, specifically. And I was still kind of like, okay, we're doing this dating thing, we're doing it. And I remember just being there and seeing that it was a balanced ratio of women and men. I think there's slightly more men than women, which is like a miracle in these spaces. It's like, wow, God. And to just see like people coming by themselves or coming very, very nervous. And then by the end, it was like everyone had been friends for like 10 years. Like it was so amazing to see how relaxed people were, the laughter, even if they weren't leaving with like babe per se, like they were leaving with people who could be friends. And for me, I just remember that particular event was just so pivotal for me, and like my encouragement to be like, I'm doing something that is beyond me, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. I didn't want to interrupt, so a couple of questions on that.
Okay.
First, when you said about, you were contacting all of these different people, heavyweights in the industry, like what even gave you the confidence to do that? And how did you even go about that? What were you? Yeah.
So I think I definitely had connections at that point. So through like a step forward and stuff. So I knew some people, but I think because I had somewhat established a platform somewhat because I was an artist, I was like, okay, maybe if they see I'm an artist, they'll just like respond to me. They'll give me a chat. So I was like kind of emailing people, DMing people, or asking people I knew to contact people they knew. So I was just like, all means possible. We're finna get these people like in these rooms. What gave me the confidence? Yeah, as I said, like I had a bit of a platform, and I think that helped a little bit. But also just because I knew it was more than for me. Like I think if it has been a project that was just for me, I would have given up. But if I'm like, okay, I know I want to help these upcoming artists, and I know they can benefit from this. I know this is a struggle in the industry. I am willing to face embarrassment. I'm willing to face rejection or knockbacks for the sake of helping other people. And so I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it properly. And so I just went all in.
Wow.
Oh, Hannah.
Yeah.
We made it.
No, but it is good because it's a lot of it's a lot to put yourself out there like that. Yeah. And obviously, I think when you're asking for things from people, you're gonna get no's.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's like a constant grind to actually put things together and make things work out. So yeah, I was just really curious to hear more about the mechanics of that. With No More S.L.A.C, you're saying you went from the smaller spaces to like a bigger, more commercial space, which just in and of itself must be so encouraging to be like, we have enough people that we can expand and just keep growing. I mean, there was no question for that one. I just really was like, wow, that must have been so encouraging. I guess that's a question because I don't want to assume, but that must have just been so encouraging because it's like you start something, you've got to find spaces, you've got to find people, and your whole thing is you want to make these single mingling events less cringe. So to actually move into a new space, it tells you that people actually are finding it comfortable and enjoyable, and it must just be like, wow, I've made something that people feel safe and welcome and that they can be themselves in, and I think that's a really special thing. Because it's those spaces aren't actually necessarily easy to come by in life, I would say.
Especially when it's a topic so sensitive, like singleness and relationships. Like it's a very emotionally charged area, I've learned. And so, and even I think for me as a woman, I was like, okay, cool, I can probably get women to somewhat be safe in these spaces because I've done it before. But I think for me, seeing men also safe in these spaces and safe to open up about topics they would typically not even talk about, for me, that was also another win of like, wow, like y'all being vulnerable now. And
actually break it down for the audience, like what actually happens at your events.
Well, you gotta come if you want. You gotta but high level summary is so we have kind of games. I've designed some of them from scratch where it's basically to get even the most introverted person mingling and feeling safe to be themselves and show their real colors kind of around other single people who are like-minded, other Christians. So you'll come in and you'll be networking with people, but this networking is very kind of organized, structured networking, but fun. And I think that big fun is the big thing that makes us different. It's that this is not just a cringe thing where you're standing there awkwardly sipping your drink and wanting to go home. It's like you want to be here. And we've consistently seen, I think in every single event by the end, as I've said, like people go from single and awkward to kind of like super comfortable and super like open and bubbly and competitive. And we have like women and men versus women games too, which really helps to like bring out the I was gonna say oxytocin. That's not the right word. What? Bring out the.
I can't even help you. I don't even know what you were going for. I don't even know what you were going for.
Bring out the competitive energy. Let's just leave it like that. It just came to mind anyway. So yeah, and so we also have a discussion session where we have like kind of controversial topics that we talk about pertaining to dating, pertaining to relationships and singleness, and then we get people in that group speaking about them and giving their think pieces about it too, and it really helps to just hear how the other side think.
Yeah.
The other side, yes, hear how the men and women think about different things. So.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fun.
Thank you.
You can, we'll do plugs at the end. You can plug your next event. But I'm sure the people want to know. Have you met your own person at these events? I'm just curious. I'm just doing the work of the people. I'm just the messenger. I'm just asking what they want to know.
No, it's definitely a valid question. When it comes to my events, I'm quite professional. Like literally, when I have events, I'll say my brain isn't closed. Like I got eyes too. I
shine your eyes.
Very well. But I'm also mindful. Like I'm organizing this for other people. So yeah, I tend to like keep back at my events. But when it comes to my own love life, so right now I'm available. I am available. Okay. I was like, what?
You can go see me.
I am. Yeah. And I think, I am. That's the short answer. I'm obviously very intentional about what I look for. But yeah, I think God has called me to a space that at first I was definitely feeling like an imposter. Because I'm like, God, my own relationship status. But naturally, I've learned a lot of skills that have helped me in my own dating life and my own relational life. And it works for the people that I'm teaching. And I think if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? It's not. So, yes, that answers your question.
Thank you very much. I hope you are listening where we're okay. That audience, I've done my job. The rest is your own. Okay. Anyways, let's come into land on this question.
Okay.
What would you say that your journey of like empowering, equipping, and encouraging people, both within iRadiate and No More S.L.A.C, what would you say it's taught you about persevering in hope, being stubborn in hope, like we like to be over on this podcast?
Yes, ma'am. Oh man, stubborn in hope. I think to do what I do, I'll just put it like that. It's not easy. Like I think on the outside, like if you're looking on social media on Instagram, it looks quite glamorous and you see the highlights, but it's been a lot of perseverance. It's been a lot of like pushback, a lot of kind of like even internal conflicts and stuff to just be able to show up for people, show up for the team, show up for the clients and audience members and all that stuff. And so one thing I would say, I guess, as an encouragement to other people is like, and I will have to put it like down to God, like if you know that God has called you to something, or you have some sort of burning passion about something, you do have to kind of think outside of yourself of like, this is beyond me. I could quit tomorrow if I wanted to. Like I don't necessarily no, to be fair, okay, now I love it. But in the early days, if I could say no to stuff, I would say no. But I think for me, I just kept remembering I'm blessed to be a blessing. I didn't call myself to this place, and so I'm not going to see myself through this. It's God that's going to see me through. He's given me the talents. He's given me the ambition. He's given me the drive, and I know He will open the right doors. And so for me, as I said, like the impact of it has been very motivating to see that I am able to reach people who I guess maybe God has even called me to these specific people. And I guess even touching a bit about being shy, like if you now go to people who I went to school with, they would be like, there's no way this Adegail who we used to know is doing all these things. And I thank God so frequently that He's used me, and He tends to do that. He tends to use those people who like you never really think much of. Oh, I'm not gonna cry. No, I'm not. Yeah, and God's so I guess to honor God and how far He's brought me, yeah, I continue to be stubborn in hope and stubborn in pushing and persevering and being everything he's called me to be, knowing that it's impacting. The impact is probably even far more than I can even see. And so, yeah, any encouragement is like, just don't give up. Like, you are doing a good thing, and God sees your heart. And yeah, keep pushing, man.
Love. Beautiful words. And you even said your government name in the middle of that.
Oh no!
But thank you very much for being here. It's okay. I'll say Adegail.
It's okay.
No, thank you so much for being here. And I really hope that our listeners found that really encouraging, because I think there were some really beautiful gems in there, and you are doing what you're doing is impacting lives for the better. So keep on keeping on, girl.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, let the people know where to find you. If they want to go to an event, when is it?
Yes, so I guess for No More S.L.A.C, we do two things. We do live events, and we do online coaching. So if you are someone who is single or ready to mingle, then you can join our online coaching. That's for kind of any age, let's say 20, 24 plus. In terms of our events, I think you can join our waiting list. We have events a couple times a year. Our next one's going to be in the first quarter of next year, but it's best to just like follow us on social media, which is at No More S.L.A.C, S.L.A.C.
That's right.
And you can follow us on TikTok, YouTube. We just launched the YouTube channel too properly, and I'm really excited for the free content. If you're not wanting to pay free content, subscribe. Yeah, so yeah, that's where we're at.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And I'm Adegail on. I need to start doing that.
I'm just slapping the mic.
Sorry, I'm Adegail on Instagram too, so you can follow me. Adegail.
That's right. Lovely. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for listening. And I will catch you on the next episode. But for now, goodbye. And remember that, hey, being stubborn in hope is a good thing.